Hello everybody and welcome to Game 3 of the semi-finals series between HelpingHans and Luvnest. We have on the south side playing as the Oster for his second time today. It's going to be Luvnest.
Luvnest finds himself 1-1 against a worthy adversary and long-time rival, HelpingHans. In every single regard, these guys are rivals. But in the main regard for right now is in a competitive sense, because these two guys have just traded games, both on their allied factions. That was HelpingHans as Brits and then Luvnest as USF, surprisingly. We're now looking for the Axis to come rampaging back and claim a win in this series. And we're on Famenville approach and different arena. And I can't think of a better co-caster to have than Daniel Stormless Hobden. It's been 2.5 years, baby. And I'd just like to say, will you marry me?
Hey, you remembered. Yes.
Dear God. Well, I won't marry you. I'm sorry. I don't swing that way. But it's just nice to know. I just wanted to know if you would.
If it
thanks
helps,
for that, bro.
I don't either, so that's fine. But if marriage between casters was a thing, it still wouldn't be you.
What? Who else is there? Anyway, I think there's a game on here. There's a game on here. And the game right now centers between this Grenadier and the Garrison. It's currently cowering, waiting for a moment, possibly trying to tempt the Tommies out of cover. That's what that's about. You think you let your opponent think you can take the Garrison, you jump back in, then you shoot them. That's what it's all about. Grenadiers on the hunt. Car 98 versus the Lee Enfield rifles, the MG42, making it an unfair contest, Dan. How unsportsmanlike.
It is a bit of an unfair contest, but actually Hans has managed that engagement very well. You see him just hop into that shed there to just get rid of the suppression. Then he's to be able to burst out again, get back into cover, and it should give him a good chance to deal with these Grenadiers quickly, but he has got the problem now of this MG. Fortunately, he's flanking it from the back. There's only a couple of windows on this on each side, so he should be able to flank around a number of directions and put intense pressure on that MG to actually, perform well. So this MG could stand to actually just get knocked out of the house straight away.
The Tommies take either side of this Garrison here. A positive hog roast, and the MG42 knows it has to get out of there. Gets out one side, another Tommy waiting for it. HelpingHans is getting very Tommy centered here. The MG42 needs to get out of there. He's lost the MG42, but here comes the Grenadiers and the snipers watching over. He's got to protect this support weapon lest it be stolen.
It's difficult. I think he's actually pushing with the three-man squads here so that the four-man squad has time to get in and make the cap. He's going to continue pushing with those units just so he can get that model out of there. Instantly retreating. This is a really nice cap here. Very well thought out. Got low health model retreating there, and he needs to be very, very careful he doesn't lose that last one. But that was a textbook steal of that MG there.
That was not just textbook. That was like he was a master bank robber or a jewel thief hanging off the ceiling in a catsuit. I don't think of HelpingHans in that way. Please just pretend I didn't say that. But regardless, he stole the crown jewel on the battlefield that moment, which was the MG42. And he did it in such a great way. He took the ill health Tommies that couldn't cap the unit, made them into a meat shield, took them to the green cover. He first had to focus via the sniper, then had to turn his attention to the Grenadier, all the while so a four-man Tommy could come up the rear and get that MG42 and retreat back to base. Everything had to go like clockwork, and what a robbery.
No, do you know what? I think Luvnest threw that intentionally. I think he doesn't want Hans to build the Vickers because of the sight range it gets in building. So he's just gifted him an MG42 to deter him.
Amazing play. Incredible. Well said, Stormless. That's the kind of thing you'd do in a competitive game.
It's true.
Or you'd say on stream, because you never like to admit, you've made a mistake. Be like, oh, I did it intentionally. I didn't want him to get the Vickers scope.
Well, let's see how he deals with this now that Hans has the MG there. It's going to be difficult for him, even more difficult to now overcome against the Brits, because they will be defended by that MG42 there from the Oster. And lots of engagement. This is what we like to see in the early game. Engagements going on all sides. Got a nice engineer to pioneer engagement on the right-hand side of the map. Sniper being chased off by Hans's Tommies. And, we saw this with the USF in the last game. Luvnest has a really, really strong, potent game. And then it looks like Hans is just returning the favour. Hans is pumped up now. This is brilliant.
Both players are looking quite beastly at the moment. They're looking ready for war. And this is a war. Do not forget it, gentlemen. These games are going to go to and fro, ebb and flow, back and forth, action. And there's no better matchup than these two. Well, obviously until the final with Devon, the beast that needs to be conquered or slain in this regard. We're looking for a hero, Dan. We're looking for somebody that can go to an esports arena in Leicester in front of 50 people live, 3,000 people in attendance, and slay the beast that is Devon. Slay, on paper, the greatest tournament player Co's ever seen. One of these two contenders will become the community's champion to try and take upon the beast that is Devon. And it's 1-1, 5.5 minutes in, and it looks like they're neck and neck. It could be either man.
Yeah, even losing that MG at the start of the game, it is still a neck and neck game, as you say. And things that will tip this, resources. Who's paying attention to the resources? Luvnest is right on the center of a decap there. We could go in and completely negate the left side of resources from Hans. So, we want to see that kind of resource. We want to see one of those players, get that unit on the field that is going to start making the difference. But there's a lot to ask here, and Luvnest is definitely on the back foot after losing that. It's on the back foot in terms of units on the field, but very, very certain that he's going to be able to pull this back.
Very certain.
Did I say certain? I thought I said certain.
You did. Oh, it sounded like certain to me. Never mind. HelpingHans and Luvnest are in the midst of. It's just such a titanic contest. Right now we've got Luvnest pushing for the cutoff. He does manage to neutralise it. Tommy's coming in to give them some serious aggression. Elsewhere, you've got Luvnest capping up the northern victory point, capping up the. He's just basically starting to attain superior control.
His control's been very good, given what he's up against. I haven't seen Hans make use of that MG much, if I'm totally honest. Where has that been? It's actually capping the left side. But I haven't. I thought this would be the kind of thing that he would push down to a strategic decap and just try and hold it there. You may as well.
I think he's got to try and get the MG into the centre, hasn't he? He's got to try and he's done that now. He's been able to push them off with the Royal Engineers and the Tommies, and he's going to try and get it in the centre. And he has got it into not the central garrison, but a central garrison. It'll be pretty damn good there. There he goes. He activates the keyboard command to make sure it's facing. And that's now going to protect both the munitions, the victory point, and also the fuel points on the southwest. So he's in a commanding position. Also, Dan, he's building a counter-sniper.
Yeah, this is what we are. I think we were expecting this from this series as well, was to see sniper-to-sniper engagements. You've got Luvnest, a very good Austin sniper player. Hans has been, I think actually watched Hans' sniper play just get better and better over the time he's been in the competitive scene. And now, with a Brit sniper, he's a deadly weapon on the field.
He is. Luvnest is building a mortar, though, which will add to the sniper's woes should it hit. But the big picture in that previous Brits versus Hans Brits game of game 1 was the land mattress into Cromwell's. Land mattress just kept all of Luvnest's support weapons dancing around, and counting the sniper as a support weapon here. And then the Cromwells just came and finished them off. So I think Luvnest has got to offer us something in this game in order to overcome Hans's Brits that is able to do that.
It surprised me that, as good as Blitzkrieg is, because obviously, it does have access to the smoke shells and the recon and everything. It was one of those, because he didn't leave himself with a late game. He was relying on that tier 3 stuff, and he did very well with the tier 3. It was just a shame it kept getting knocked out by Hans. We didn't see any mines from him in that game, though. That was something that kind of worried me. Those munitions were being weighted for the Ju-87s. Where were the telemines that would completely negate that strategy? Something like the Lightning War with the Tiger with telemines on the background would do very, very well against this.
I think the unfortunate part about playing as Wehrmacht Austere is you're always in a munitions sink. They're so munitions starved as a faction. Everything they need to do to be operationally effective requires munitions, so they do often end up with not quite enough. But as I say, he did use the Su-87s twice in that previous game, so he definitely could have laid some towers instead. So it's a good point.
We'll see how it goes throughout this game, because we'll see also if Hans goes for the same build. It worked for him last time and he was quite confident playing it, so it could definitely be that for the second time. I feel like we were potentially gearing up for this sniper-to-sniper engagement. Both players know that they've got snipers, so they're going to be trying to get themselves into a position where they can eliminate one or the other. This always creates a really nice tension to the game, you know, really nice, because you have to be so careful of these units. You have to be so, you know, balancing between pushing field, you know, getting vision, where maybe baiting one out. Looks like Luvnest is doing that right now.
It's very tense. Vaulting the wall, maintaining himself within cover. HelpingHans' sniper is staying on hold fire until the moment is ripe. And it's almost like Enemy of the Gates. If Enemy of the Gates was actually a good film.
Well, that's a statement.
Royal Engineers coming to centre. He has got 5-man squads. He does tend to utilise this, but he's waiting with his commander choice for a little bit longer this time, Hans. Doesn't want to quite just use the what you'd expect him to use, which on this map definitely would be the land mattress, but he's not quite utilised it.
It's a really good one on this map because, like, base to base, the distance doesn't seem very long. I mean, you're always going to be fighting left to right. The land mattress just continuously harasses that strategic point that's on the south. You know, it can fire into the base. It can just do huge damage. So I think that will definitely be the choice. And, you know, I could only really see Hans playing... You know, he likes to play his special weapons regiment, doesn't he, when he's up against OKW to counter that mechanized build. But I don't think we'll see that here. I don't think there's a need for it. It should be the land mattress. He plays it very well with the commandos, wiping those support weapons, you know.
I think we're in a situation... Oh god, we're in a situation there for those Grenadiers. They lose 2 men, get suppressed instantly. The LMG-42 is able to fire immediately, though, because of course they're suppressed and already prone. So there's always a silver lining, guys. There you go.
Look at how risky Luvnest has been with that sniper. He's leaving it right up in front of Hans' base. Hans seems to have an idea that this might be happening, and Luvnest now has to try and cross some territory. He might go for a cheeky shot. He's just going to sneak out of there a little bit, reveals himself, so Hans is probably going to pick up that that's the game from Luvnest.
So let's keep an eye on the snipers. Hans only has 3. It's primarily a counter sniper. Luvnest, though, is seemingly... I don't know a German equivalent of Vasily Zaitsev, quite frankly, but he's a damn good sniper, this guy. He's got 11 kills, Veterancy 2 already, hitting off against these high-priority British targets and constantly just giving them headshots left, right, and centre. Doing a great job.
It's a funny scenario, really, isn't it? Because the Brit sniper is a little bit slower in terms of, like, you know, reloading and firing and stuff, whereas the Oster sniper can be a little bit more aggressive. You can take shots, go back out and take shots.
Yeah.
And you know, Hans is definitely valuing Luvnest sniper more, I think, than Luvnest is valuing Hans' sniper. So you know, Hans wants to keep it hidden. Luvnest doesn't. It's a really nice, like, little mechanic here. Luvnest is just taking it all around the field, left and right, trying to pick off what he can. And there's a good lockdown though. I gotta say, Hans has got a very good lockdown on this map. He's returned all that map control that was lost to him previously. He's now returned that in favour of himself. Luvnest is going to have to be fighting out of his own base soon, and then that would be a good time, I think, Hans, you know, to make that decision of the land mattress. When you get access into this position, it's a great calling for the land mattress to come out onto the field.
Yeah, absolutely. It becomes like a VHS sale, but all mitts are off for HelpingHans. I don't know what I'm on about anymore. I think we've cast quite a few games now, haven't we? This is our 8th game of the day, everybody. So if we say anything a little bit, I am on heavy pain medication, so I'm starting to see. What's this? Hans has actually an elephant. It's crazy. How's he trained that? It's getting to that kind of standards, to be honest. But,
it has been a long series, and I have to say, probably one of the first times I've ever started losing my voice during casting. I mean, this is, even with 11 hours of ESL casting we used to do, it is heavy stuff. And, yeah. But I mean, the games today have been great, and they're still a pleasure to cast. There's still loads more to come as well, as we are only on the 3rd game out of potential 5 games in this series.
Love it, absolutely love it. We've got engagements in 3 separate occasions, and we've got rifle nades going off all over the place. 2 rifle nades at the same time. That's simultaneous rifle nades from Luvnest. 1 in the north to combat the Tommy, 1 in the centre to combat the stolen MG42. Luvnest is on a rampage. He does not want to lose against Brits. He needs to keep in the ascendancy in this series.
Panzer IV is actually out on pretty good time. We don't see any of that from Hans just yet. It doesn't look like he's been quite in that resource position he was in the first game, getting that quick Cromwell out. It's going to be the Panzer IV that has a little bit of time on the field to be dominant. And here it comes through the center now. It's going to be pushing away these engineers that are trying to sweep behind the low health grenadiers. It's a nice flank by Hans, but it's going to get easily negated. And once again, I just don't believe I'm like seeing this. We're just constantly seeing full map control go red, blue, you know, not just little bits, like the whole map red, the whole map blue, triple cap, trading. And look at the VPs, 383 and 385. Did that squad just die to the mine?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I think
Many things are dying.
Yeah, 2 mines actually. Very unfortunate retreat there. Luvnest is going to replace it immediately, but you know, they're just evenly decapping each other.
Oh my god, I can't believe HelpingHans is doing this. This is insanity. He's going for a Cromwell cruiser tank. I don't think Luvnest would have seen this coming.
No, it's just never been heard of in a game of Company of Heroes for Brits to make such a reckless tacking decision.
It's insanity. What's he going to do with it?
Nobody knows.
Oh dear god. Oh dear god. So we got this Luvnest sniper this time is waiting. He's standing by that stone fence there, which makes him invisible, of course.
We still, I mean, the counter snipe game is still going on pretty strong at the moment, and you know, a true testament.
Getting close, Dan.
Look at him,
yeah. He's just jumped out of cover. I think he would have been spotted if HelpingHans was watching, but he might not have been. Cromwell's coming into the picture, which might indicate he has been spotted. Oh, turret's not facing the right way there.
No, it was a sensible decision for him to retreat that. I've got to say, like, what a testament to both players that we haven't seen that counter snipe yet. You know, not even in the early game, we haven't seen anything like that. So, you know, they're both playing it very, very well. They're both keeping it hidden. They're both keeping their cards under. And, you know, one sniper's on the field to try and mitigate the other. But I think Luvnest sniping has been, just by kills, you know, the better sniper here. It's done the more work.
A lot of work being done everywhere on this battlefield. Both players are clearly uber focused to get into this thing and make it work.
Panzer IV there. Will it decide to push up against the Cromwell? Takes another cheeky shot. Hans decides to not pursue it. And again, look at this. The triple cap has been in for Luvnest for a while now. It's going to take it down to 331 VPs for Hans. Now we're seeing Hans branch out across the field again. Can he do exactly what has been happening time after time this game and just reverse the state of the balance on the field? Getting those VPs, getting those resources in. If Luvnest can hold it, he'll stand great ground, you know, to tech up quickly, to tech up above Hans. But look at this engagement here. Cromwell to Panzer IV. Hans is going to push it. Only a deflection will save Luvnest here. And there it is. There's the deflection. A deflection again on the Cromwell. So good RNG for both players there. Neither of them losing their medium vehicles, which would have been a big point in this game.
Would have been a big point. This game is definitely something that's hanging on the precipice, and it's all about would-haves and what could have happened. But at the moment, it's looking like as though you know, you've got a good position for Luvnest, but HelpingHans has decent material. He's kept the Cromwell alive. He's still got his sniper alive, and anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, Hans actually lost a Tommy squad on the retreat from the right VP there to Grenadiers. His AT gun was also capped by Grenadiers that were pushing through the center, happened to come across it. So, you know, Luvnest doesn't need to bring out his own AT gun now. Like, he's saving himself on loads of manpower. That being said, though, very dangerously close to losing that Grenadier in the center. Can the MG get the suppression off in time? And that sniper still having no luck finding Hans' sniper.
It's been a very tense situation, but neither of the snipers has been able to get the other in the scope. And I think that comes down to the skill of both players. They're very conservative, and conservative play makes for a great Company Heroes player. You don't want to be too aggressive. You want to pick your moments and then go in full force. And this has just meant that both snipers have somehow stayed alive for that long.
They haven't. Look at this. They're standing next to each other at the moment. Like, I mean, really, they might actually run into. They're going to run into each other. Here we
go, sniper knife fight! They've got their knives out. Who's going to win? Oh, the Wehrmacht sniper. He's darting around. He's trying to find his target. The Brit sniper's hunting. Oh, here come the Royal Engineers. They polish it off with the Bren guns. The Sten guns there doing the good work. And the Welshman somehow turned that sniper knife fight into an extermination of the German sharpshooter. I think Luvnest expected it to be gentlemanly conduct.
I'm not sure. He was trying to let the LMGs try and get the shots whilst he just continually pushed it out of cover so it had vision. But then, of course, he tried to get that incendiary, allowed the engineers to rip through him. So unfortunate, but what a great little sniper battle. They've been so carefully played for so long, and then we get treated to that beautiful little fist fight there in the center. But, just to let you know, you know what observer mode is like in this game. You are a little bit behind me on the observer mode.
Oh yes, I know. It's sorry, I'm 3 seconds behind. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. No, it's because it seems to work anyway. But
you know, I'm just pretend I'm 3 seconds in the past. It's fine. I'm sure people will forgive me.
Well, after that engagement, Hans is left with the sniper. Hans is left standing to deal manpower damage over time. Will Luvnest replace the sniper? Is he just going to go with these 2 Panzer IVs and try and create something through the center? We've got the M5 half-track on the field, which means Hans has chosen Special Weapons Regiment. Not what we were expecting, but he will have access to that late-game Crocodile.
Never smile at a crocodile, because this crocodile might just burn your face off, and that is most likely what he's going to go for in this game. He utilises it a hell of a lot in auto match. He's used it in this tournament so far already, and he can really make it work in Helping Hands.
Yeah, Crocodile's one of those. I'm not sure if it would be the appropriate unit here for him to use. Bear in mind he's already lost his AT gun. There's 2 Panzer IVs on the field. It could be snared and flanked if anything.
Hinkelmount just killed a heroic Royal Engineers there of the Panzer IV, so constant aggression from both players, and it's really getting into an interesting situation.
It is, yeah. I kind of wonder what his idea is with here. He's dropping, these are Vickers. Yeah, he's dropping Vickers on for the Tommies then, which they're going to pick up. It's going to help them to deal with the LMGs at long range. But, you know, he's spending his munitions here. He hasn't got the resources on the field at the moment to really save up for the things that are going to help him overcome Luvnest's, defenses in the late game, like concentrated fire option. He wants to be, potentially saving up for that. So we've got a good time here for Luvnest to just, take advantage. Not that he knows the resource count is low for Hans, but he's got a good time where he's going to be able to push the field, and Hans isn't going to be able to return the abilities.
British sniper has also bitten the dust there, Dan. Did we get eyes on what happened there?
Unfortunately not, no.
That is one of those situations, what can happen in these epic best-of-5 confrontations between 2 genius players. We do have a Vet 3 Grenadier on the slow retreat path. It does look like he's going to escape with his life. But the Brit sniper that somehow escapes, and that's just what can happen in warfare. You escape an amazing confrontation, and then you can die falling down the stairs the next day in the barracks, Let's pretend that's what happened.
It could be anything. And to be honest, my eyes are not really on the sniper after watching Luvnest lose his. I mean, that unit is not necessarily the target of priority. What we're going to watch at the moment is these Panzer IVs, like how they're positioning themselves on the field. I don't know what that guy is going, bouncing around everywhere. But the Panzer IVs, they need to push up the field. They're protected by this great little support build. You've got the mortar there that's just constantly shelling, like it's providing smoke there at the moment. AT gun just in case you get any flanks from Hans, Panzer IVs. It's a really, really good build, and it's something that Hans is going to have to work very hard to overcome with what is basically just a Cromwell. I mean, he's going to get suppressed by the MG. He's going to get hit by the AT gun and Panzer IV. The Cromwell has to do a lot of work here.
If anybody wants to understand exactly why Helping Hands utilises the M3 half-track of the, of course, the special weapons, he utilises it to make a fuel economy saving. It's 30 fuel to bring it on, and it just allows him to then, he's got a vehicle out and he doesn't have to upgrade to the bars and the Piats, and he's able to just keep pumping them out that way. It's a very interesting strategy from him in that regard.
Hans bringing out his second AT gun. I mean, he's actually banking a lot of fuel. I wonder why that is. Is he actually going to go for that crocodile in this situation? I mean, I didn't think he would, but it's certainly possible that he would. Otherwise, I mean, why wouldn't he go for something like a Firefly? Or that would be surely coming up in the build now already. I think we're close to seeing it.
So curious that with Luvnest and his lack of options from the off map at the moment, he's not chosen what he possibly could have done at this point.
No, I think he knows it's Special Weapons Regiment, but I think actually Luvnest is one of those players who you know, he's playing well without a commander, so he's just probably going to leave it as a situational thing. You know, I don't think he has the munitions income to really make a decision on what he wants. So he might just leave it for, hey, what's best? It's going to be a Tiger Race? Should I get Ju-87s out from Lightning War? Will I have the fuel for a Tiger? There we go. It's going to be Lightning War because, yeah, he's coming up on fuel for a Tiger. So it makes perfect sense for him to fill that pop cap with that unit. And you know well, two Panzer IVs and a Tiger is nothing short of a fearsome army.
Oh, it's damn fearsome. It's this Panzer Grouper that he's assembling. 2 Panzer Fears, 1 Panzer Kampfwagen 6. It's going to hit the field, and he's going to be able to just sit there like Erwin Rommel, soak up the pressure and hit on the counter attack. And he's not going to overstretch his supply lines either, because Faymanville approach is a pretty narrow map. He'll be able to make a big insurgency, try and dodge this second-built 6-pounder. It's all about trying to take out the Cromwell and stamp out Helping Hands' authority as the British faction.
He's certainly doing a job of that. Hans is paying attention to VPs, knowing he's on the back foot at the moment, but he has had to sacrifice a squad on the field of the Tommies to actually go in for that cap. The mortar there looked like it was delivering shells towards either the MG or the AT gun, so he's trying to stunt this advance of the support weapons. And Hans, looks like Hans is coming up close to the Crocodile. Luvnest has just brought the Tiger out onto the field. We were expecting that to happen.
And here it is. It's massive cannon at 8.8 centimeter rather. It's a damn fine beast. It's probably the most iconic vehicle in fighting military history. And it's on the field. He's got up against a 6-pounder and a Cromwell, but they should be dispatched just with the Panzer Fears alone. I think Luvnest is basically he's got more than enough to combat Helping Hands here, as we see the Tiger rear its ugly head.
The Cromwell goes down to an excellent flank there from the Panzer IV by Luvnest. Now we see the Tiger rolling in through the hedgerow. It's going to try and deal with the AT gun. Crocodile has just hit the field, but it's a little bit too late at the moment, as the AT gun is just trying to get out of the situation. It's destroyed, and there may be too much armor on the field from Luvnest right now.
Too much armor. I think the flares are pretty much just showing Helping Hands exactly what he's up against. He knows he's got the Crocodile, but the Crocodile is outmatched and outgunned. It's great against support weapons, it's great against infantry, but against the massed Panzer, it's not going to do too well, quite frankly.
Hans is looking like he's going to try his luck with it anyway. And there we go, Tiger getting some penetrating hits. I wonder if Luvnest thinks this is the time to push. You notice Luvnest again has got double minesweepers. So he should be aware of kind of what mines are over there. In fact, he's planting his own as well, just in case Hans decides to bring anything else out. And Luvnest's minesweeping this, you know, we saw it earlier. Like, we saw how careful he was being at the start of the game, and then how, you know, well he was pushing out later in the game. We've lost a lot of players in this tournament to, you know, people that weren't sweeping for mines, and Luvnest is very, very good at doing that.
He's very good because he knows full well just how powerful the Allies can be with their mines against the 4-man squads of the Wehrmacht. So he knows how to utilise it, and he knows how to defend against it. This Panzer Fear's got Veterancy 2 with the armoured skirts, doing astonishing work at pushing away that Vet 3 stolen MG42. There's a battle in the southwest there, Dan. Bren gun versus Vet 3 versus LMG42 Vet 3. Who's going to win out in this pitched engagement?
It's going to be the Brens in that one, I think, clearly. This might be a moment where Luvnest decides to go forwards. It looks like he is going to make that push. There goes the shots, and every time, even when the Tiger penetrates, it really does very, very little to the Cromwell. So this is a good unit for Hans to have, as long as he can get some kind of AT support on the field. The AT gun got destroyed in the center. You can see the wreckage of that there. Luvnest is cleaning up the left-hand side with the Panzer IV, because he can spare one. And he's going for a Stug now as well, so that he can penetrate, maybe stun the turret of the Crocodile. Yeah, this is going very well for Luvnest.
Panzer Armageddon for Helping Hands at the moment. Seems like it's 1940 all over again, and the Blitzkrieg rage and the body stink, to quote the Rolling Stones. He's got a Tiger, he's got getting the Sturmgeschütz, he's got a Pack 40 just as a fallback position, quite frankly. I need to stop saying quite frankly, but Luvnest is just in such a commanding position. It just doesn't matter what Helping Hands does now, because unless Luvnest makes some major errors, he can just close this game out methodically.
Tiger's going to take position on the right-hand side, going to deal with the Tommies in cover there. It's such a good setup. Like, it's so wide. Really, there's no angles. Something Luvnest has done really well here. He's just left no gaps for Hans to hit. Like, Hans can go in and burn the support weapons just outright with the Crocodile. That's something it's pretty much designed to do. But it's going to take a hell of a lot of work, really. And it's also slow. It's taking a long time to repair.
Croc soaking up pressure, doing what it does best. Churchill Crocodile's got excellent arm bellies and a great health pool. Even post WFA nerfs, still a damn fine vehicle at soaking up pressure. But HelpingHans has no follow-up at the moment. He has infantry only. The 6-pounder, yes, but it's not mobile enough to keep the pressure on this massed armoured position.
Crocodile's coming through the centre now. It looks like they managed to push off the mortar. Crocodile's going to come in, and the Flames are going to be heavily focused on getting that AT gun down. Now it's up to Hans's AT gun to try and pick away at either the Panzer IV or the Tiger, which again is still struggling to penetrate that Crocodile. Now we've got the Stug on the field now because, of course, Luvnest has been pop-capped. That unit couldn't come out on the field. Now it is out on the field, and now it's trouble for Hans to keep that thing alive.
HelpingHans is at 60 population cap. You got Luvnest at pop cap maximum. He can't build anything at the moment. He's in a position where he can take gambles, make throws. He's been given some free chips by the casino, and he's in a position where he can really just stop gambling with his soldiers' lives and amassing the manpower he needs to replenish his armies. HelpingHans is pushing up. HelpingHans feels aggressive. He's got 59 victory points, 56 and dropping. Triple cap in against him. His time to make a game of this is now. He needs to make a push. He needs to make it happen. But Luvnest is imperious with this Panzer army.
Luvnest is doing incredible work on the flanks as well, sending some of the Grenadiers right around the back, wiping some units on retreat. And just constantly making it so difficult for Hans to come back from this. I love that Hans really, he's still giving it his absolute everything with 35 VPs. Crocodile's on incredibly low health now, and we see the Ju-87s come in from Luvnest. So this could be the end of the Crocodile.
Absolute overkill as the Jericho sirens wail overhead. The Stukas come in for the kill, and the Crocodile is a handbag.
There we go, 26 VPs. I wonder if Hans is going to throw in the towel here. Yes, he will. Going to be a surrender.
Oh, there you go.
Another excellent game.
Nice. Seeing that we've got some T-Tours chat, which means Dan's doing his excellent camera work, showing off the potential of his supercomputer 1080 GTX for all of your viewing pleasure. And what a series we're being treated to. Luvnest rallying back after losing game 1. He's now won games 2 and 3 of this best of 5, first of 3 matchup.